We have to. All right, let's take a breath. Take a minute.
Do you know, it's your fault because you made me laugh earlier with some other stuff.
Great news. Some exciting local news.
Yeah. Okay.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's not, what is even funny here? Nothing, really. Okay. Especially what I'm about to talk about, which is the sewer project. That's really not funny at all. Okay, that's going to sober me up right away.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. At the board meeting this week, we had a workshop. The workshop meeting, just for people who might not understand, is a meeting that the board holds once a month, and they focus on 1 to 2 topics. Specifically, they're meant for the board to have some discussion about the topics and not really invite public comment, but for the board to discuss them. This week, however, sometimes we switch that up. And so this week, the board wanted to get public input about the upcoming sewer project appropriation that's on the April 2nd annual town meeting warrant. So our focus was the sewer project. And what we've been doing, this is our second workshop that we had about the project. We give an overall presentation about why we're doing it, how much it's going to cost, what the funding and financing proposals are. There's been some inquiries about septic system utilization. How many are there? Where are they? Who would have to hook up and things like that. And then we take public comment. So we had some public comment, and that was good input. And then the board went through the town meeting warrant articles. Sometimes they make comments on the warrant articles, and this year they decided not to make any comments. So regarding the sewer project, we've had now 2 public workshops. We had thanks to the Nantucket Civic League, they sponsored a sewer forum last Saturday, the 5th. It is online, people can watch it. And we have some FAQs, frequently asked questions, that are on the website. We're going to be updating those as a result of the forum and some of the questions that came up at our board meeting. We went to Rotary this week. We're going to the NAREB meeting next week, Nantucket Association of Real Estate Brokers. And we have sent out a letter to property owners that will be affected by the project, explaining what the project is, what the financing and funding proposals are, and where they can get more information. If anybody would like more information, they can email sewerproject@nantucket-ma.gov. So.
All right, so after the information is gathered,
Yep.
a decision needs to be made.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Right now, the proposal to fund the project is with 25% betterments to the people whose properties would be bettered, and 75% on the tax base. This requires a town meeting vote, and then it requires a vote at the annual town election on the ballot. So that's the proposal now. We have heard.
And that is what date?
April 2nd is the town meeting. April 12th is the election. We've heard a number of people comment that on both ends. I've heard a little bit of comment that the betterments should be a higher percentage. I think I've heard more comment that the tax base share should be higher, should be 100. So it's not going to surprise me at all if somebody makes a motion at town meeting to make it 100. So we'll see how that goes. And then we will have information about what that means on the tax bill. I think it may be online now. So that's where we are with that.
Okay.
Next week, it's Public Hearing Wednesday. We have a number of liquor license-related hearings, including the renewal of seasonal liquor and entertainment licenses. We have a public hearing scheduled on residential parking permits. A month or so ago, the board talked about residential parking permits, and they may be making some changes to I think, the fee, which was increased about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago. And so they're going to be doing that, and we're going to get an update about, oh, that reminds me, an update about the fire station project.
Oh, yeah. That's going to happen real soon, isn't it?
That's, the bids
Boy.
are due, I am not exact, well, we'll hear more about it on Wednesday, but I think the bids are due sometime in May-ish, and then a contract would be signed in June, we hope, and then there'd probably be a groundbreaking not too long after that, maybe
Really?
sometime over the summer, hopefully.
So there'll be a lot of construction going
There's
on
going to be a
during
lot
the
of,
summer.
well, I'm not sure about during the summer. They'll
Oh.
probably be mobilizing and maybe doing some prep work,
Got
but I
it.
think more into the fall. But it would be out of town, so it wouldn't be. Other news. The annual town meeting, as I just mentioned, is on April 2nd. That is less than a month away. That is a Saturday, so plan to make a day of it at
It's gonna be a
town
big
meeting.
day.
It's going to be a big day.
Yeah.
There will be lunch served, I believe. I wish to double check on that too. Lunch ATM, and so that should all be good. Now, I want to mention about parking for the town meeting, because obviously there's a lot of construction going on. Who keeps texting me? Let's find out who it is.
Okay.
Oh. It's staff people.
Yeah? They don't know that you're in,
I've told them, Gino.
all right,
There's no end to it,
okay.
really.
Yeah, I guess not.
Anyway, parking at town meeting. So there's a lot of construction going on, middle school, elementary school. So there's going to be some parking problems for town meeting. The Nantucket Civic League is going to be sponsoring a shuttle. The shuttle, I need to get some more details on this. In fact, that's another announcement I should make next week at the meeting, shuttle. The idea is to use the Fairgrounds Road parking lot. You park there, the shuttle runs every 10, 15 minutes in the morning, like maybe something like 8 to 9:30, something like that. And then again at the end. And I'm not sure about the middle, but that would be a good thing for people to know and take advantage of. And also, if you possibly can, carpool, because the parking is going to be very tight. So.
Okay.
What else is going on? If people do have questions about the sewer project too, there's that email address that I mentioned, but also please try to check out the frequently asked questions. They are posted on the town website. The Island Home, I want to mention, there's a lot of misinformation going around about the Island Home. There was a forum last Saturday as well about the Island Home. It was a privately organized forum, but we did have some town officials present. And so that people understand, we have engaged a consultant to do a report on alternative operational models of the Island Home. Right now we have a certain type of operational model, the way it is operated. We're looking at how else to operate it because our model is outdated and it is getting difficult to comply with regulatory requirements. The consultants are going to be issuing their report shortly, and they will be presenting it at the March 23rd board meeting. We will have a forum the next day.
So that's like in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks. We will have a forum the next day on the 24th at the Fairgrounds Road building in the community room for wider or more public input if people want to ask more questions, because since the presentation is at the board meeting, there's a lot of other agenda items as well. So, we're only going to have a certain amount of time for that. So that's the reason for the forum the next day if people want to ask additional questions. We're working on a web page for the project, which isn't even really a project yet, but it is likely to be a project sometime soon. And I want to just mention a couple of quick things. There seems to be this sort of feeling that the town is got some grand scheme to sell the property and use the money for I'm not even sure what. Right now, if the town were to sell the property, the only group we've talked about selling it to is the land bank. So there's not going to be some big development there or anything like that. And in fact, the use of the property would need to be reviewed and various options explored and then some recommendations made. And there's been a lot of suggestions about the use of that property.
What about a
if
putt-putt
the
golf
Island
course
Home
there?
were to
How
move.
about that? Putt-putt golf course right there. We'll put some nice benches in.
That's an interesting idea, Gino. I could
Well,
add
the
that
land bank-
to my list of
The land
suggestions.
bank would make it a park, most likely. Is that
Most
correct?
likely,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Now, this is all if we move the
Yeah.
facility.
Right.
Okay, and moving the facility is an active option under consideration because retaining the facility where it is very costly. It's not impossible. If that's the way the Board of Selectmen and town meeting and the voters elect to go, then that's the way we'll go. But it is very, very costly. And in light of all of the other capital projects that are coming down the line, including the sewer project and projects, we've got a lot to pay for in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. And if we can minimize our costs, why wouldn't we at least discuss that? So, what else? Those are the main things going
That's
on.
it, huh?
Yeah, well, that's not really it. No, as I've said a million times, we could be here all afternoon, and I could tell you much, much more. I went to Cape Cod Managers Meeting yesterday.
Oh, great. Did you
It's
see
always
Tom?
fun. No, Tom couldn't make it.
Oh,
Tom
Tom.
Blanchard,
yeah,
Barnstable Town Manager.
Yeah.
There was a good showing though, and it was in Dennis yesterday. And let's see, what did we talk about? We mostly had there was some talk about the county there, because they're all in Barnstable County, and we're obviously not in Barnstable County. So we sort of sit back and say, oh, thank God we don't have to deal with any of that. Somebody always has a complaint about a golf course, the management of it, the administration of it. It's always some kind of problem with the golf course or the county.
Huh.
So we don't have to worry about any of that. But as I pointed out, do you guys have a nursing home? No.
Right.
Not that it's a problem, but it's a lot to manage.
Okay.
What else?
Yeah. That's great.
Maybe it's a little bit the calm before the storm. The Finance Committee, I should mention about the warrant. The Finance Committee finished up its motions. The board decided not to make comments, but the warrant itself is going to the printer today. God help us. And it will be mailed out next week, I think, by the end of next week, so that everybody gets it before town meeting. And it will be posted on the website as soon as possible, as soon as it's ready. We're giving it a final once-over right now. And people can access it very easily online.
Well,
it's a big warrant. It's 107 articles, and it's pretty thick.
are we going to
It'll
get
be
through
double-sided.
everything in one day?
I hope so. That's the idea. If we don't get through in one day, we're going to Monday night at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So hopefully we won't have to do that. But
What time does it
you
start
never
on
know.
Saturday?
It starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Saturday.
High School Auditorium.
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, if we do Saturday again, it's April 1st.
Is
I have a
Jamie
good-
around? Your brother?
My brother? I can't keep track of these people. I don't know. I heard him in the hallway yesterday. Maybe he's around.
Does he ever stop in and say hello to you?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
I write to him. He doesn't write me back.
Yeah, he's not that good of a
He's busy.
correspondent.
So busy man.
Well, yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on around here. And you have some drive-bys you're doing today. Drive-arounds.
Yes.
Many.
Heading out right after this.
Okay. Well, good luck with all of that.
Thank you.
I hope I don't laugh again. Thank you very much. See you next time.